hopefully my ringer's down and nobody tries to call.
And it goes.
Or, yeah, remember the church when it was doing
Yeah,
this?
well, and I watch a lot of the episodes that come on.
Right. What's up, Reclaiming Lives Recovery Cafe here, Brandon Orr. I hope everybody out there is having a good day. The sun shines out here in Medford today. Today is special to me because I have a good friend of mine, Shawn Robbins. He's here today with his daughter, Ariana. Today I asked Shawn to come out here because, well, the things he does today compared to what he did before are exponential. I want to tell a real quick story that means the world to me that he'll remember too is when I got out of prison, I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. And Shawn and I, we didn't really see eye to eye on the streets. And that's just how it was when we were in our dark times. And when I got out of prison, I went to the Mount Pitt Oxford house, and my buddy Marcus asked me, he said, "Hey, do you want a job?" And I'm like, "Doing what?" Immediately I'm like, "Yeah, because you're so gung-ho when you get out." He said, "Painting." Well, I actually knew how to paint just a tiny bit. It wasn't no good, but a tiny bit. But he asked Shawn, and because Shawn was the boss, he is still the boss of his company, but at the time, Marcus had a little bit of say who he wanted to work with him. And he asked Shawn, and Shawn asked me, he said, "What are you going to do different with your life this time?" And I said, "I'm going to try." He said, "All right, well, I'm going to hire you." And we discussed wage, we discussed hours, and I tell you what, like, that was the first chance that, anybody had given me, and I told him that I was going to make the very best of what he had to give me, and I was going to give him my all, and I believe to the best of my abilities I had done exactly that. It's going to make me cry because, like, I never thought in a million years that we'd become friends. Not only are we friends now, but we're brothers. And his family's my family. And today I have Shawn with me today, and I'm just super excited to have you. Thanks for coming on with us, bud. I just got teary-eyed right at the beginning. Yeah. Oh, this is going to go great.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to share my, my hope and my recovery and how I've gotten to where I'm at today. Man,
you come exponential too, I got to tell you. Ooh. Is that a Holasio cut right there?
Yeah, this is Holasio Ortiz special.
Yeah. So real quick, Shawn, how have you been? How's life going through the COVID-19 episode?
So COVID's really, it's impacted me more personally than professionally. Business is still going strong, but it's I have a bunch of kids, and my fiance is a stay-at-home mom currently. We have a 4-month-old baby at home as well. I'm Millie. And so they normally could go to the park every day or just go do whatever they want. And, we're blessed to be able to have that as the life today. But since COVID's come along, it's really isolated and it's encapsulated us into our home to the point where, fear is involved, and that fear is based around I leave every day to go to work, and when I do that, there's a potential to bring that virus back in the house, and that's scary. At the same time, I worked hard to build this business up, and so I can't just stop.
Right. Because
if I do, my business will fail. So it's been pretty stressful on that. It causes stress, right. Really.
So what is it exactly you do? What is your business?
So I own Robbins Renovations, LLC. I'm a residential general contractor. Really, we do it all. We have a Facebook and a website that just launched.
Oh, you just got that website, didn't you?
Yeah. And so what we do is, like I said, everything. We remodel bathrooms, we remodel kitchens, whole houses, we paint decks, fences. And really what's been so successful with the business is my personable skills that I transferred from addiction into recovery. because I'm known for having a mouthpiece, and so I really can sell some ice to Eskimos, and I've been able to, through hard work and dedication. Shout out to my boy Marcus Jackson. Business wouldn't be nothing that it is without him. Also to my father-in-law Lauren Thayer. He is vital in my life. He's taught me everything I know about being a dad. And so what my business does, that's what it does in itself. But what else it does is it gives me hope, and it gives me strength. It gives my children something to be proud of. It also, I hire addicts in recovery, and it just helps keep me focused and grounded.
I got to say, like, there's a couple really good things and questions. Like, I learned to dig deep in this, and like, you did so good right there. And it's like, first off, the way that you are willing to put your business out there to help recovering addicts, such as some of my closest friends, absolute brothers, and that to me shows so much behind what you stand for. Where did you learn your skills from?
It's funny how it works, because the skills that it takes to survive an addiction are also the same skills it takes to succeed in recovery. Right. And so what I've done is there's so many acronyms too, HOW, honest, open, and willing, open-minded and willing. And so what I did when I got clean was I surrendered and I asked God for a new way to live. And so every time, and I'm by no means am I perfect. And so I'm not on any kind of horse when I say this, but like I try to practice everything that's been suggested to me, from relationships to parenting to customer service to interacting with people. The skills are just practiced, that's how I've gotten to be where I'm at.
So did you first start out painting is what it was? Or
I did.
Did you start banging nails first? Or?
When I was a kid, way back in the day, my grandfather actually built houses, and so I messed around with some of his stuff, toolbox and whatnot, and I liked it back then. He could build anything and build it beautifully, and a while back before I got clean, I'd gotten out of prison, and a near and dear friend took a chance on me. His name's Chris Silva. Love you, Chris. And he gave me an opportunity to work, and he's taught me everything I know about painting. He's given me the passion that I have for painting.
Yeah.
And so he's a direct result of,
he's a beast painter.
Yeah, he's an amazing human being. He's a brother in Christ. He, he introduced me to just how to be a man when I first wanted to get clean. And so...
Little skinny Shawn.
Yeah, little skinny Shawn.
I got to say, I want to tell a little quick story. So when Shawn and Marcus, they both really taught me how to paint. And I thought I was taken onto it rather well, and we were doing this remodel on this trailer or whatever it was, mobile home, and he had me do this room, and I'm in there rolling it out, right, and I'm getting it done, and I double, triple, quadruple checked it just to make sure when Shawn came in, everything would be done just right. This guy walks in, I swear it to you, not 2 seconds, he walks in, holiday. I'm like, I don't know how you see that, man. Like, you probably seen it through the window, but, it was like that eye right there is what, like, I started taking those things, like, into my recovery, like, okay, like, integrity, right? Like, integrity is everything, and that's the way you hold your jobs, too. And I gotta say, like, if you guys don't know, like, yeah, he can build a house, but this guy's got some skills behind painting. How many times you done in prison?
I've been in prison 3 times.
Yeah? What'd you take away from it?
The first 2 times I didn't take anything away from it. Honestly, the first time I thought that's how you built street cred was go to prison.
Yeah.
So I
Heard that a couple
absolutely was, you know, my mindset then was, I'm excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the last time I went to prison, I thought, all right, something's got to change or I'm going to die in here. And, you know, I got out and it didn't change, you know. Please stop. But what I did, I guess, ultimately take away from prison was that's not where I wanted to live. It's like a dog kennel for human beings. And, you know, while I guess America is one of the best places to be in prison,
Right.
is, there's one thing in this life that you can never get back, and that's time. And so the third time in prison, I realized that all these minutes clicking by while my kids were growing up, while my grandparents were aging, and my life was passing me by, was that I didn't want to lose any more time.
She sure is on there, isn't she? You know, I have to say, somebody who's done some time, that's what I took out of it too, is that, you know, we can't get this back, and when I get out, I want to make something. You can't make the time back up, but you can make up for the time.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And that's something that really stuck out to me, and I made promises to myself, you know, that I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And luckily, that one time I did it. I snapped out of it pretty quick. You know, I was almost 40. That helped.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Helps, yes,
that helped.
Yeah.
But, so I just, you know, the conversation really sticks. Like, when I think of Shawn, like, I think of integrity. I think of a family man.
Thank you.
I couldn't imagine doing what I'm doing right now without, you know, you walking alongside me, you and Marcus and Kenny and Doug.
Yeah,
you know,
my boys.
You know, like, you guys really helped me to really become the man I am today. So first I want to thank you. But with that being said, here at Recovery Cafe, we really like to discuss the stories of recovery. Can you shed a little bit of light on us about, like, what recovery's done for you, what it looks like for you, what it's done for you, and where you've gone with it, and what you've done with it?
Yeah.
Man,
so, but I definitely just want to back up for a second. And when it comes to Doogie and Kendo and Keese and you, like, we all helped each other. Like, you take that group of guys, especially us, and now, you know, Josh and all the other guys that are involved in that, Joe, the other Josh, like, we helped each other. Everything happened just the way it happened, because in the statistics, like, we are that positive statistic now.
Yes, we are.
Right? And unfortunately, they're still on the negative side of that, but, like, the guys who made it and are succeeding, I feel like are the guys that had been written off.
Right.
And so, you know, really when it comes to my recovery, again, I used to be the guy that would terrorize his own family and damage the community. I was selfish, self-centered, and if it didn't benefit me, then I didn't want it around. And when I got clean, December, I got clean by going to jail. And
a lot of our story.
Yep. And so when that happened, I got out. I was involved in a program. It's called Rock Court. I love Rock Court. Love Lisa McCready.
Judge Rossaport, if you're watching,
Judge Rossaport, we love you. They are a huge part of my success story, but also for me, you know, I really struggled with the first person that told me they loved me was also the first person to lie to me. And so as a kid, like, I didn't trust anyone, and that carried into my addiction. So when someone offered to help, I did not believe them. I thought that they wanted something, and, you know, only in the last couple of years do I believe that someone can love someone just to love them. And so when I was able to finally experience some honesty was with my boy Jeff Brown. Jeff let me open up to him. I finally got to just be honest and experience, like, what that felt like. To just be honest, like, and it was euphoric. It was like a drug all in itself. You know, in his office, I told him everything that I could tell him to just, you know, puke it all out. And from there, things just started to get better. I got a sponsor. I started working steps. I became willing. I became of service. And
weren't you in Oxford too?
I was in Oxford, yep. I was over at Ivy Street. I was a chapter member there for a while. And
well, that's a lot of commitment you did.
Yeah, and it takes that, because it took a lot to get loaded, and it takes a lot to get clean and to stay clean. And the suggestions, I always say, should be more like commandments, because if you do what they say, what's in the literature, it will work. And so, I'm just, by no means am I perfect, but I try to do my best every day, I'm in a relationship with a wonderful woman. Relationships are a lot of work, just like anything else. I'm a father to a bunch of beautiful children. I have some beautiful grandchildren. But today, I get to be present for that. I get to, like we were talking about earlier, make up for the time that I wasn't available to my kids. And hopefully, by the grace of God, and one day at a time, these babies will never see, they will never see that person. That person will stay dead and buried, and recovery means so much to me. It up until years ago, a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, I just wanted to be the best drug addict I could be. That's what I wanted to do, was just be that. And it all stemmed from just pain inside, and growing up in a home where my parents did the best they could, and they taught what they knew, and along with some of the crazy stuff that happened growing up as a kid, whatever.
You want to give me that, right?
My house was the house everybody wanted to be at.
Right.
I'll put it like that. And so, but also in the same, that house is where I learned how to cook. It's where I learned how to work hard. It's where I learned that family's first, no matter what. And all those things came from my mom. And I'll forever love and respect her for the values that she taught me. Because in recovery, I've learned to look for the silver lining. Whatever it is, it's, for me anymore, it's a message, like a message from God almost. If something's happening, take a look at why it's happening, and see if there's something to be able to be pulled from that, from the experience, and grow and just be a better man. That's my goal every day. When Jesus allows me to open my eyes, what's the plan for me today?
Right. Do His will, right?
Do His will.
Right.
Right.
Man, there's just so much there. Today you get to be a wonderful father, and a lot of people get to witness it.
Blessed.
Somebody wrote something on Facebook today. Actually, I can say your name, Adea. Did you read that?
I haven't yet.
Yeah, she said that she was excited to see you on, because every time you share, she remembers in early recovery, she started crying every time you shared.
Love you, Shawn goes.
Yeah, and there's just no point. There's no point right now, the things you do for even me and my family, and Marcus and his kids, you and your family. You go out of your way, you go leaps and bounds, even when you're tired, even when you don't want to, even when you feel like you shouldn't. That's just not who you are today.
Right.
And I just want to thank you personally.
You're welcome.
I know we don't get to be seen as much as always, but I like to try to involve you as much as I can.
Yeah.
You're a big part of my story and many, many out there.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you for coming on today.
I appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, it's a blessing. Recovery is a blessing. I'll definitely be interested in coming and checking out the cafe more.
We'd love to have you.
My phone's always open to anybody that's struggling. And as far as my business goes, I will put it out there. I'm always willing to offer my assistance for anyone with disabilities, anyone on a fixed income. If you need a step repaired so you don't fall and break your leg, or your granny needs a ramp built, contact me.
Just shoot him your number.
Yeah, or just shoot me the number.
Yeah.
It's my way to give back to the community that I terrorized for so long.
Amen.
And so, you know, that's pretty much it.
I freaking love you, bro.
Love you
so
too.
before we go, is there anything, any words of encouragement to maybe the possible addicts still suffering out there, or anybody out there who's on the edge, or you know, this COVID-19 where they're in isolation? Do you have any words of encouragement for any of our viewers out there today, buddy?
Man, words of encouragement. You know, when I hear that, I think of Joe Dirt, man. Life's a garden, dig it. Like, that's what I think of, right? Because that's like, it makes me smile. Like, words of encouragement. The phrase makes me smile. I've actually heard you say that. But my words of encouragement are: you're worth it. You are worth it. Anything worth having is not going to come easy. You know, like, and if you're struggling, reach out. Pain, you know, there's so many things, like pain shared is pain lessened. And one of my favorite things about Narcotics Anonymous is you don't have to go through anything alone, ever again, right? That's, and I'm sure that the cafe is very similar to that. Like, if you're struggling, you can probably call down here. You could call, you know, you get on Facebook and put, I am struggling, please help, and watch your comments blow up with addicts like myself who've learned to recover and willing to help. So, you know, keep your head up and just know that you're worth it.
You know, what a wonderful, that's so true. Like, I sat there thinking about it, I'm thinking like, so you know how many times I've seen on Facebook somebody say I'm struggling, and next thing you know they have 39 comments, and the next day they have 72 comments. That's you right. know?
Come here real quick. Let's just say hi. Say hi, everybody in Facebook land.
Say it, baby.
And for those of you who can't see, she just wrote mom over here on the board.
She did, though.
We're teaching her to write, and she's so awesome.
So you guys, this is just another story of encouragement, story of recovery. It's my buddy Shawn. He speaks volumes. He means the world to me. And the reason we have him on today is because, you know, his story is just like everybody else's. You know, the reason I like to have these guests on is we're no different than you. We just changed our mind frame and we kept pushing. We changed narrative in our head to we can't to we can.
That's right.
And if there's anything we can do for you guys out there, please give us a call. Don't sit there in your own shit. Give us a call, man. Like, we're here. It's why I wake up. It's why I go to sleep. It's why I'm excited for the next day. So, Shawn, I love you so much, man.
Love you too.
Everything you do stands out to me, especially. And I was just super grateful that you were willing to come on here with us and share a little bit of experience.
It's been cool. It's been a great experience. And,
yeah, I've got some other sneaky things going on that I'm gonna have you on that I'm gonna let you get into more little gritty detail on, but we're gonna let that hold off for a little while. All right, you guys, you know how to get a hold of me. 541-890-0590. Brandon Orr, Recovery Cafe. God bless. We're out.
God bless.
Sure.